Sit comfortably. If you want, you can take support of the back. You may lean. Now, slowly close your eyes. Let's just scan our body. So bring your attention to your own body. Let's scan from head to toe. Sthira Sukhasana. This means we need to keep our body in the Sukhasana pose. Be as comfortable. How is your forehead? Your eyebrows? Just loosen them a bit. Do not bite your teeth. Just loosen the chin, your tongue. Completely settle down. Relax your shoulders, your arms. Relax your back. They're completely, all the muscles are relaxed. Let's check our thigh muscles and calf muscles. They're completely relaxed. Be as comfortable as possible. Now, slowly bring your attention from your body to your own breath. Just pay attention to your natural ingoing and outgoing breath. Do not alter your breath. Just witness. Just be an observer of your breath. Need not visualize any guru or a deity or chant any mantra or anything. Meditation is not prayer. Just sheer observation of your own breath. Now, there's only one thing that can come in between your observation, and that's our own thoughts. They are natural. First, let's accept these thoughts do come. That's absolutely okay. But whenever they come, just keep the thought aside, or park it outside, like you park your vehicle. Or rather, cut the thoughts whenever it arises. And bring your attention back to your breath. Be with your breath. Please cut the thoughts and come back to your breath, my dear friends. Just be with your breath. Please cut the thoughts and come back to your breath, my dear friends. Be with every breath of yours. No judgment, no analysis. Just be with the breath. Wonderful, my dear friends. Please continue to be with your breath. Last 5 minutes. Please continue to be with your breath, my dear friends. Last 2 minutes. Wonderful, my dear friends. Please do not open your eyes yet. Slowly, you may now bring your attention back to your bodies. Pay attention to your body. Slowly, you may now unclasp your fingers and place them on your eyes. For 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Slowly at your ease, whenever you're comfortable, you may now open your eyes. Please take your time. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much, friends. Once again, welcome back to week 26 of this Infinity series, Infinity program. All right. So today we have a wonderful guest, and we are awaiting a very interesting conversation. So we are delighted to have Kris from Melbourne, Australia, joining us today. First of all, thank you so much, Hari, for accepting our invitation for this session. I know it's late in Australia. It's already 10:30 p.m. in your time zone. Thank you so much for joining. Let me pin Hari as well. One moment. All right, there you go. Hi, Hari.
Hello. Thank you.
So friends, I will actually need few minutes to introduce Hari's profile. It's that lengthy and that in detail. But today I'm going to be deliberately keeping it very, very short, and we will discover more from him over this conversation. So to keep it short and simple, Hari is an IT professional working in an MNC in Australia. He has been meditating for more than 2 decades now, a lot to carry. And he has conducted a lot of meditation sessions in various countries, including India, USA, Singapore, and Australia. So I'll not really reveal more details right away, and I wish to reserve them to discuss one by one. So Hari, today we're going to have a detailed discussion, and we're going to have 2 decades of experience. Really want to cherish. We all look forward to a great discussion, Hari. So, so what intriguing me is I know many masters have come who has meditational experiences, who has been meditating for a few years. So you're one rare person whom I have personally come across who got introduced into meditation at a very, very young age, at the age of 5. And I think it was transcendental meditation. So I mean, that is a tender age of 5 where we have different other things to, as a kid, we have many other things to do. Can you please share with us the initial impact of this learning that to transcendental meditation in that age, and how did that shape your early childhood?
Absolutely. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much. Now I have to try my best to sit on the other side on this platform because I've been so used to being host. I won't start asking the questions. So I'll try to be in answering mode today. So yeah, thank you. And yes, we'll start the story right away. So meditation, as you said, at the age of 5, um, um, see, meditation has come into my life or in our family's life, I would say, very naturally. It's always there. And the root, I would say, is my grandfather. So my dad's father, so with whom I lived, basically, I lived with my grandparents. So he used to meditate, and meditation sessions used to happen at our home as well, full moon sessions. And then I took my initiation into transcendental meditation at a very young age. At 5, they give some mantra. And so naturally, at my school, we used to meditate in the morning and evening. So, having started at a very young age, I never thought about what meditation is, what are the benefits of meditation, or anything. It's part of my life, just like we eat without asking any questions at that age, and we play without asking any questions at that age, and we go to school without asking any questions at that age. He used to meditate as well without asking any questions at that age. So, thanks to my grandfather, who has not just, I mean, maybe he was the first guide who connected me to meditation in first place. But as naturally the meditation came into my life with him, as he vacated his body at the age of 12, I went to my aunt's house and then used to study there. And then meditation also slipped away because I never thought about it. It was not a deliberate effect. So it was part of the environment. So it was part of the scene. Then there was a gap of around 3-4 years where because no one around after my grandfather were meditators and all. Then after 3-4 years, my uncle, my dad's sister's husband, Sri Badri Narayan Garu. So he reintroduced, reignited this meditation in a more meaningful way, I would say. There was no deliberation or there was no logic with when my grandfather introduced it. It was part of life, but my uncle has brought a lot of meaning to it, a purpose to it in terms of why we need to meditate. This question has started, and from then on, it never stopped. So to come back and sum up, I never meditated for any benefits. I meditated always from the day one for the sake of meditating itself. I mean, at least I started for the sake of meditation itself, nothing else, because my grandfather introduced it and we meditated. And then, out of respect towards my uncle, because he's saying there's a lot of good things about meditation, I meditated. And how it shaped my life is, I would say, it connected to my purpose, it connected to my destiny. Everyone says destiny, right? So every one of us come with a destiny, which I call design. Actually, design is destiny. So what meditation in summary did to my life and how it shaped is it exactly connected to my life's design that I have chosen to come here. Whereas today I live my life as per my design with zero regrets whatsoever the problems are, whatsoever the challenges are. So in summary, that's the answer, I guess, in short.
Wonderful, wonderful to hear that. And I think that's the time when you started your serious practicing of meditation after Badrinaranji interview. Yeah,
So
great.
to come back, probably what made me practice meditation so seriously from then on is what started to happen in my meditation. So maybe it makes sense on this platform to share my first experience briefly, where when my uncle introduced me to meditation, and then I started doing meditation in the beginning. I started to see after first or second time when I started to meditate, I started to see a weird vision with a lady wearing a white sari with a big bindi and looked exactly like a ghost to me. Okay, so it was very scary. I didn't have any logical way of perceiving what that experience must be, or what exactly experience is. Know nothing about meditation except how to do meditation. Until that point, I didn't have anything. So I thought it's just my dream, or my mental imagination. But when I meditated after a few days, I saw the vision again. And then after 10 days, after 10 days break, I sat again and then again saw the same image. And then I shared this with my uncle, saying that, do we get to see ghosts in meditation? So then he said, what happened? Then I explained him, this is what happened. And he said, you know what? I will sit next to you. You sit and meditate. If that ghost comes, ask who that is. So then I sat in meditation next to him and then meditated. I exactly got the same vision. And then I asked, who are you? Then I heard a voice from that vision saying that I'm your mother. And then that vision got disappeared. And then I saw a person in continued meditation where I saw an image of a yogi whom I don't know who he was at that point of time. Then after that meditation is done, I explained what I have seen, the yogis, how he looked, and then what he wore, and then how exactly that vision was. Then he got a book from inside and then asked me, is this the person you saw? I said, yes, exactly that person. And that person was Paramahamsa Yogananda. So it created a lot of interest in me that how can a person have a vision in meditation and see a person, and that person actually exists in real life. As a teenager, that's what has kicked a lot of interest in me. And from then on, started chasing and then investigating what exactly that is, and then started to get more and more visions, more and more experiences. Because I have done more and more meditation, longer hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, wherever there is full moon meditation, used to go and do all night and hours together, discuss, read books. And at one point, I didn't even realize that I have meditated so long and then already collected so many experiences. And all these experiences started becoming more and more meaningful as they got connected. So it all happened. Like today, if I go back and see, nothing that I have done deliberately, it just happened and led me to where I am today on this path of meditation. So glad, it's very interesting. And then I had a lot of visions. And that ghost who has led me to my master, Paramahamsa Yogananda, is someone whom I have realized that she exists. She also exists, and her name is Anandamayi. She has this white sari and then big bindi and ghost-like look. So I had these visions. Lucky me, and I would say not lucky me, all these experiences also had purpose in my life till date. no experience was waste. That's what I tell a lot of people as well, that, even though our experience doesn't make any sense today, it will eventually make sense to each one of us. So every experience that we get is very important. We have to write down somewhere or even remember it, because it came to us to make some meaningful representation in our life into the future. So that's my journey as it started.
Yeah, wonderful visions and wonderful connections. That shows you're already spiritually aligned and connected. There is a grander purpose showing your way, and lucky that you started seeing this at a very early age in your teenage time. So I think it's been 20 years now, and uh, curious to know how this practice has evolved over time. What are the key insights? Because what are the key insights you gained over this period of time? Because you were connected spiritually, point number one. Second thing is you have worked in different places. You balanced your work and your spiritual journey. So we are curious to know about how did how has it helped you all over a period of time?
And I would say it has helped me simplify my life way, way beyond one can imagine. So when I say simplify my life, like, meditation actually, we think that if we meditate, we become saints and we start behaving in some way where, wear some sort of robes or talk in certain way or have fun only in certain way. And so what meditation has made me today is live simply with common sense. And I'll tell a small analogy here. Like, we say that we want to, why do we meditate? Is because we want to know that we are a soul, right? So we all say, like, what, I need to realize that I am a soul. Such a heavy thing. One small analogy that I can say from my side, that what I realized is, let's say, imagine we are a clay pot. Okay. We are a clay pot. Now, to realize what we are made up of is nothing but clay, right? There are two ways. One, to realize what I am made up of. I can break this clay pot, make again, become a clay, and then realize that I am a clay, which actually has no purpose. We have complicated this whole path by being that or doing that. Okay. But what I realized is that, what, we have to realize that we are clay, being this clay pot. And that's the meaningful spiritual journey. And being that clay pot as it is, without changing anything in life. We came here as a clay pot, be a clay pot and realize that you are made up of clay and live like that as we have come here. Nothing changes. And that's what I have become, I would say, like, so simple. I do have friends. I do have fun, as you know, as well, being my friend. So I do have fun and I do live simple. Yet I'm spiritual because I'm living as I am made up of. You call it soul, you call it energy, you call it love, whatever it is.
Wow, wonderful. Great. Simplicity is the key.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would say, uh, I should say this, that, who taught me this or gave me this side of dimension that, spirituality is simplicity is none other than Brahmarshi Patriji. No other. I've seen so many masters in this path, met so many masters in this journey, but this man has shown the path of simplicity. And he actually, from him, if you ask me what I have learned, all I have learned is, in one line, what is spirituality means simplicity is spirituality. That's what he simply taught throughout his life. Whatever message that he has given, right? All he taught was simplicity is spirituality. So that's what actually I have got inspired and then tried, and it worked. It really worked. The more simple that we are, the more spiritual we are. So thanks to
Correct.
Patriji.
Yes, yes. A big thanks to Patriji because he has made things so simple. And it's a simplicity that is connected to people also.
Exactly.
So, have you found your guru in Patriji, or was there any guru that you had followed before connecting with Patriji, and how did they guide you? Just curious to know because before getting into PSSM, you had probably
Yeah.
connected to many other kind of meditations also, right? Yeah.
So thing is, because I started meditation as a teenager, I never had this concept of guru logically took me over. I would say, even though in visions also, whenever Paramahamsa Yogananda used to say that I am guru or I am so and so, I never took this. I mean, as a teenager, let's say what sort of mindset we have, even with, for example, a class teacher or a lecturer or at that age, right? So we don't take it like so seriously. All that we take is teaching and then just go have fun. Don't think or analyze so much about guru. So I never thought or analyzed so much about guru until I reached to a certain point in my life, probably after teenage, I would say, after finishing my college graduation, probably after 5 6 years of my life. Even though there are so many people whom I can call as gurus, like Paramahansa Yogananda, Patriji, and many other masters that I have come across. But this concept of guru has never kicked in. And by the time I started to see that all these gurus are teaching me something, or I started to have this gratitude towards these people and started accepting these people, uh, my association with Patriji has grown stronger and stronger. So I started to travel with him. I started to be with him. I started to work with him a lot. And then started to learn so much about spirituality with him for years together. So for months together at one point. Then what I ended up realizing is that there are so many guides, but there is only one guru. And that guru is breath, our own breath. Because guru is the one who shows the way. Guide is the one who explains the way. So when we go to visit some place, what does a guide do? Guide explains everything. Whatever we see, he explains based on the history, what is the history of it, how does it work, and everything. So what I realized is by doing meditation, I started to have a lot of experiences. Or, I got this kind of shivering here. I saw myself. So once I had this experience where I was sitting in meditation and then I saw myself seeing my body sitting in front of my body. Okay. So this is something that happened when I started watching my breath, means when I was meditating. But what is it? I don't know. Then the guide has explained me, Patriji has explained me, what, you had this astral experience. It is called astral experience. Your astral body has come out and sat in front of you, and then you saw your body. So my breath is my guru, which has actually shown me, took me to the experience, and the guides around me has explained me. So if you ask me who's my guru, my breath is my guru, but I have so many guides who has helped me, and two of the most prominent gurus is one who was in the body, was Patriji, and two was Paramahamsa Yogananda, who's an astral master, who has helped me a lot.
Wow. Yes. So you mentioned you traveled a lot with Patriji, and yes, and I have seen you closely then as well. You were very closely associated with PYMA, also PSSM. So was it a natural happening or was it a choice? How did that happen? I mean, I want to hear more on the service side towards PSSM and PYMA.
Yeah. Again, this whole thing was again happening. I started to have experiences from the beginning where visions or through books or through some of the people that I used to get messages. You know what? You have a job to do. Once I saw some words in my meditation that the world is waiting for your help, burning in fire. Never used to make sense for me because I was happily doing my graduation, having fun, watching movies, have lots of friends, and was a, am a very social animal, and I was having a normal material life, but started to see all these. So never used to give a lot of attention. But when I came to Hyderabad for doing my post graduation, and started to meet Patriji wherever the sessions were, right? So there were situations, people came into my life just so naturally. Someone is like, you know what, we are going today to just distribute some pamphlets for meditation. Anyway, you are here in the class. Do you have some time? Oh yeah, why not? And we have all the friends group around, like Sampath and Manoj and all the people. And after coming to Bangalore, a lot of people, a lot of friends have come together, like same words flock together, come together, start discussing together, and then start to go to these programs, and somehow all these things come together, and then I would say it all happened. Even today, that is the reason that I believe more in happening than doing. In my personal experience, non-deliberation is extremely beautiful than even a smallest deliberate moment. So it all happened and I am enjoying it. And I always say the aspect of service, because you use this word called service, right? To me, what service is, there is nothing like we can do anything for anyone. Okay, in my point of view or in my experience, or this is again, I would say, one dimension of service, that no one can do anything for others. But there is so much that can happen through us. We can be an instrument in happening of what is supposed to happen outside. Means we can be a postman. Definitely, yes. And it is our duty also sometimes to be a postman, to do the respective or to share the respective information to some other people around. Okay, it is our duty. If we don't do that, that is something that we are not doing our duty. It is not doing service. For example, there is a person who is hungry, right? And we have food that we can give to them. People think that, you know what, I give this food to that person and I'm doing service. Okay. Let's say I have time to talk to someone and then tell about meditation. And then I teach meditation and then may think that, I'm doing service. But to me, that's not service. That's my duty. I am having extra food to give to that person. That is his food. And I am having this extra time to teach meditation to the people. It is their time that I have with me right now. If I don't give, that means I am actually not being dutiful in my life. So to me, service is to be an instrument to pass whatever that is supposed to be passed to that person. And that makes us grow as a human being. That makes us connect from this I-ness to oneness. So to me, that is service. Be dutiful, be responsible, always watch out, is there anything that I can do? Is there anything that is supposed to happen through me? Is something that I question always. So that is why it's not just about spiritual work, I never help, but I do my duty whenever I feel like, if I can coordinate something with friends. Even in my social life, all my friends say that, I coordinate a lot of things. Oh, how can you have so much energy to coordinate all these things? But actually, it's not about energy. It's like, I feel like it's my duty. I have time, I have the ability, I feel like doing it, I just do it with no baggage to it.
Great. Well, yeah, I can closely, I very well understand this because I have seen you, I think, during 2005, 2006, 7, sometime. We used to gather in weekends, visit different places, and you conduct meditation talks. And I think I took you to one of the company where I used to work, and you gave a excellent session. Wonderful. So I think from then on, after that, you travel different parts of the globe, and then so through your experience in teaching meditation across various countries, have you noticed any cultural differences in how people approach to this meditation and how they benefit from meditation? You have seen different magnitudes, right?
Yes. I think there is more than difference. There is one common line that I have observed when I started to teach meditation in all these countries. That one common thing that I have observed is we are all humans. Okay, everyone is a human being, irrespective of. And two, we all have emotions. Yeah, I mean, we all have body, we all have mind, and we all have emotions. These are the common aspects everywhere. What is different is culture, language are the main different factors that are challenging. When I say challenging, how do we communicate to people? Even normally is like we communicate through culture. Let's say in India, we communicate what tomorrow is a festival. What are you cooking? And you know what? What did you do? There's some new movie came. So what is it? Oh, there is a marriage, and then what's the food there, or what sort of music that they have. So it's about the culture through which we talk, and then using the right words and language that we talk. So thing is, traversing through these two aspects for us to teach is the only challenge that I saw. Otherwise, when I could translate or adapt that culture and language when I talk to people outside, it always worked 100% of the time. Even let's say I have taken sessions in my office, wherever I went, and then there are so many people who are meditating today as well. Just that, I cannot talk about Vedas or Upanishads to everyone. Probably it's not the culture that draws with them. If I'm talking to a European, if I start having conversations saying using, let's say Stoicism, which is a European spiritual thing and philosophy, you can say. So then he gets connected more towards it rather than talking about Vedas and Upanishads. It's about learning the culture and then using the right vocabulary with them. Otherwise, the first thing that I would say that we all have to learn logically to be able to touch the other person is to touch their heart right away. Access the person's heart. The moment we access the person's heart, these cultures, countries, nothing matters. We just have to adapt to their culture and language a little bit. So that's what made me able to reach out to even locals to a larger extent. Like, we have conducted this program called Meditative Musings. And then back in 2007 itself, we have conducted an online summit called Breath Awareness Summit with international speakers. And all those international speakers are still in touch with me. And there's no difference at all. They speak with, same integrity, same, happening, just that we have to speak their language and their culture. That's the only difference.
Wow, great. So, according to you, what is your vision and how the world is going to get spiritualized? Since you have walked, since you have spoken to different people around, what is the vision that you have?
The world has already changed a lot from the time I have seen. For example, there is this book called Bringers of the Dawn, okay, which I have read many years back. Probably it's been 15, 16 years back, probably. So, or even 20 years. So then in that book, they used to tell that, what, meditation becomes a common, or spirituality becomes a common thing. Okay, because back then, to bring 5 people to teach meditation used to be a biggest challenge. They used to say, like, everyone will know this word called meditation. The world is going to be spiritualized. Everyone will know this word called meditation. So what happened today? There is no human being on earth, irrespective of what country they are, that meditation is a common. Everyone know it. With this International Yoga Day, it has even become more popular that I almost saw no one who hasn't heard this word meditation in this whole world. So,
Correct.
Which means that it's already spiritualized. Now on, more than vision, the vision is accomplished. The more than vision, it's the duty of the people who are supposed to teach meditation, which is all of us here. Whoever has learned meditation has to teach meditation. It's more than vision, I would say. There's a lot of duty that is left for the people to spiritualize. The major work is done. Everyone know this word. Now, the moment we know a new word, for example, if we know a new word, subconsciously we wait for the answer, right, for that word. All we know is, let's say someone said that there is something called this, and that person don't know what it is. So when we don't know what that is and just that word, we subconsciously search for the answer. Now the whole humanity is waiting to know what that word means and what it means to them. Subconsciously, everyone is waiting. So now what is left is our duty to explain what that word means to them. And to me, that's all. So the major work is done. So that's why we are actually in a very good phase right now. All the spiritual organizations are in the best shape. It is the honeymoon period for all the spiritual organizations. Just dive in, reach out to people, explain the word. That's it.
Great. So perhaps after reaching Australia, that's when you started Birth Universe. Can you tell us more about this community group and how it has impacted participants globally? I know you're conducting globally a lot of programs through Birth Universe.
So the story of Birth Universe is very interesting, where back in 2007, when I came to Australia, talking about meditation, as I said, talking in their language, because Australia is a different country. I'll give a little small story. When you go to a person to teach meditation, what do you say? Like, what, if you meditate, your stress will be gone. If you tell this to an Australian, he says, I have no stress. Then he'll say, what, your financial problems will be gone. Talk to an Australian, say, like, it's okay, even if I don't have job, government will give me a job. You know what, your health will be here. He's like, what, government gives me Medicare, don't worry about my health, government takes care of it. Or what, your relationships will be good. It's like, oh, don't worry, I'll be fine with my relationship, if I have it or not. Materially, I'm fine. So it's very tough to teach because they are being, materially fulfilled. This country has made sure people are materially fulfilled. So we can't talk about core spirituality to start with. So then I was searching for an answer, how to approach to them. Then Patri sir has suggested, you know what? Go with a neutral name. Use a neutral platform. Straight hit. Just tell, catch your breath. For what? Do meditation for the sake of meditation itself. Don't worry about getting any benefits as well. You know what? Tell them science. Create curiosity in them. Curiosity about meditation itself. That's when he suggested this thing, breath universe. And he said, like, you know what, go with breath. The moment people see it, they should know breath universe. What is breath? Straight head, what is breath? So we are not taking any turns here. So create that curiosity and then hit it. So the 4 pillars of this breath universe is breath, energy, love, and light. I call it bell. When you go to a temple before meeting a god, you ring the bell, right? So and then it is to offer. Then you go and pray the god. So BELL, breath, energy, love, and light. If we can tap into this bell, we reach the God. We reach the divine. So we have to tap into God, which taps us into energy. And the more we tap into energy, we become the love. The more we become the love, we become the light. Light is nothing but we share that when we are overflown with the love, and that will flow to everyone like a light. So this is the bell that we need to ring to be able to connect to the God. So with this focus, we started working and then doing many programs tailored to the international community mostly. And then, as I said, when I say tailored to international community, it is about talking their language, talking their culture, in line with their culture. That's all. It's the same breath, it's the same spirituality, it's same emotion, same human beings, but programs in tune with the international community. So there have been a lot of programs, and then we are planning so many more exciting programs to unite and then go out really big. As I said, now everyone knows the word meditation. We have hit them hard. So planning many summits and huge programs through Breath Universe, with every one of us has to come together to make it big and then make sure this earth becomes a heaven by meditation and through vegetarianism.
Wow, that is a beautiful way of coining Breath Universe, and I really like the analogy of bell. Nice. So, after teaching meditation, are there any memorable experiences or transformation that you have witnessed in people when you taught meditation? Anything?
So, actually, this experience has happened when I was back in Hyderabad, and meditation was like, happening. So I was just teaching to people who come in. There used to be a center in Dilshinagar where we used to live, and then every Sunday, all the youth, we used to have sessions. So back then, one of my college friend used to come there. Okay, so my college friend has got one of his friend, whom I don't know also, one of his friend to that center just once. And just like everyone, we spoke to everyone and then we taught meditation and he learned meditation as well. And then he left. After a few months, I met that friend, my friend's friend. Okay. And then he told me, thanks. He said, thank you so much, Hari, for teaching me meditation that day. I was just casually, teaching meditation like to everyone, because It just happened. I didn't have any intention behind it as well to do something good for someone or nothing. So then this guy said, thank you so much. You know what? If you hadn't teach me meditation that day, I wouldn't have been alive today. I would have died. I was so shocked. I asked him why. That evening, he was supposed to commit suicide because he was going through some problem and he was in depression. He was about to commit suicide that evening, and randomly he came with his friend to this meditation class, and then apparently we discussed some concepts which I don't even remember today or even that day, like because we used to sit for meditation, do meditation, and then discuss some concepts, okay, about take something, love, whatever topics we take, and then used to discuss. Apparently we discussed some topics which has made him awaken, and that meditation did something, and he went back and meditated that night, and then something kicked in him and then said, like, you know what, don't die, live, get through the problem. And then he said, thanks, otherwise I would have died. This experience had created a lot of impact in me. From that day onwards, I never ever hold back in taking meditation class, because I don't know whose life this meditation is saving right now. In whatever way, it may not always be life. It may be something really serious. It may be something, very important in their life. So this experience had left a very deep imprint in me in teaching the importance of teaching the meditation to everyone. And likewise, I have seen many such experiences from then on. But this was one of the first experience that I had. It's very memorable for me. I'm not in touch with him as well. No need to. But this has left me, with a very strong imprint in me that, teaching meditation is very important.
Very important. Thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, you never know.
Exactly.
No. We have to do our part. Yes. So I remember you also mentioned meditation is not religious or cult practice, and that's one misconception everyone carries. So especially for the beginners. So how do you tackle such a question, such a misconception people have?
Yeah. So just last month or so, I been to Germany, and then from there I went to Bosnia, where they have these Bosnian pyramid tunnels where we can sit and meditate. And I told about this meditation in tunnels in my office shared with my colleagues and some of the people. They asked me, "Oh, where did you go? You were on leave." And they said, like, "Oh, I had been to some sort of a cult thing where looks like some healing and then everything happens," because immediately they Googled, and then it's just like, you know what, it looks like some. If I tell that, there is something called astral body, there's something called third eye experience, immediately people think that it is a cult thing. Then, as soon as they said, like, I started having this discussion with them. Okay, what made you say that it is cult? What made you say this? Then they said, like, you know what? You are telling about something that cannot be scientifically proven. Okay. So then I said, let's do this. Then whatever that is not scientifically be proven is to be called as cult. Let's call, for now, let's call all the planets as cult. We haven't been there. All we have seen is just seen, that's all. No one has proven what's on the planets, or if all these are theories, that's all. So whatever that is unexplored is all cult. From today, we'll be on that. That has triggered some sort of a thought in them that, you know what, in a way, you're right. We are calling everything that is not known as cult. Then I told them, let's just shift our thought process towards calling them as cult. Let's call them unknown. Okay. I went there and then I meditated. and then you haven't been there and you haven't meditated. So I experienced, I'm saying that it is real because I know it. For now, stop calling this as a cult and start calling this as unknown for you. So then it's like, okay, yeah, that's a new dimension. Probably we'll apply this in everything as well. So likewise, our mind is very, very deceiving. So what it wants is, it wants everything to be known. It can't leave anything unknown. That is the biggest problem that anyone has. So the moment we hear about something, either it has to know or it has to tag it to something that we already know. Or meditation. Oh, you're doing meditation. If I don't know what it is, or let me tag it to religion, or let me tag it to cult, let me tag it to something. It needs a logical answer. So it tries to tag it to something or the other. We can't help it. All we can do is, we can't change them logically. Never. I have tried in many ways. Some people take it as cult. We cannot change. All we can do is motivate and inspire them to meditate. If they meditate, then they will definitely, realize. I have 100% success rate in this, that, but until we can make them sit for meditation, we can't help convincing them. But how can breath be cult? Which is something that's just real, it's there. So if anyone calls breath as cult or breath as religious, I pity and, I pity them. Like a Hindu breathes, Christian breathes, Muslim breathes, and a person, atheist breathes, everyone breathes. So breath is not cult, breath is not religious, breath is real. All we are doing is observe your breath. So an observation is not unreal as well. We observe many things. So observing breath is real, not cult. So we have to find ways, be creative in making people meditate. That's all.
Yeah, you rightly coined that unknown. I think that's the right. Yeah, that triggers the inquisitiveness from within the question. Great. Well, I have more questions, but then I would also, I'm cognizant about the time, and participants are also there listening to this conversation. Friends, please feel free to, we are also about to open up the Q&A. You can post your questions in the chat, or you may raise your hands and we can ask the question directly to Hari. So Hari, by the time I see hands and questions coming in the chat, I have one question. Yeah, you did mention about a couple of books, but I want to understand what are those inspirational books and teachings that has significantly influenced your meditation practice and teaching methods.
The biggest motivation or an encyclopedia or an introduction to spirituality is Autobiography of Yogi by Paramahansa. It has everything. It has, I would say, prologue for everything, every aspect of spirituality. There is nothing that you cannot find. It talks about astral body, it talks about philosophy, it talks about religion, it talks about practical spirituality, everything. And more than books, then I'm going to talk about these two authors who has influenced me a lot, because they break the patterns. Those two are Osho and Jiddu Krishnamurti. The moment I start to read them, I don't feel like reading a book. I feel like they are sitting in front of me and continuously questioning my patterns and actually scolding me and showing me how foolish I was. So those two have helped me a lot in being a lot more dynamic and rebellious in spirituality, and also being so scientific. And apart from that, few other books I should say is one, Milarepa, a book, Story of Milarepa. is another a Tibetan monk, about a Tibetan monk. It's outstanding book that everyone has to read. And I can just go on. Ramta, Celestial Prophecy. All these have left a very deep, um, footprint in my spiritual path. But top is Autobiography of Yogi, and definitely all Osho and Jiddu Krishnamurti books.
Yeah, and I think just a couple of years back, you also you gave a session on Untold Story of Sita as well. That's another book.
And also another beautiful book, I would say, on how well the nature, how deeply we are connected to nature is something that we learn from that book. That's a wonderful book. It also, after a long time, has questioned me in many ways. So that's a wonderful book too.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Friends, any questions that you have? Yet to get any questions in the chat or raising the hands. So, Hari, what advice would you give to someone who is just starting their meditation journey? They might feel, today you have information overloaded. You have various techniques, various talks going on. We have various sessions, and they are probably overwhelmed and unsure about the process. So, as a beginner, what do you think? How you would advise them?
Yeah. So one biggest suggestion that I have for all the beginners is just add meditation to your life. That's all. Don't do anything drastic with your life, because that's the only big question that many people have. Like, what happens to my life if I start meditating? Nothing happens, and you also don't do anything. Just add meditation to the way that you are. You are a clay pot, add water to it, and that's all. Don't break the pot, don't make this pot to something else, or don't try to do anything with it. What it does is it brings meaning to this clay pot. It brings purpose to this clay pot that we have. So it adds purpose to everything that we do as is. That's all. So otherwise, I would say just meditate, live your life as is. So books in chat, all Osho books, and then
yeah. I think you mentioned a book by Tibetan monk. I couldn't get that spelling. Yeah.
Books, and then Milarepa.
Minarepa. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Untold
And
Story
then
of Sita.
Untold Story of Sita. And then Autobiography of Yogi.
Yogi. Yeah. I heard that book only through you. That's the first time I heard.
There's so many books. Swami Rama is
Swami Rama. Yeah. Yes.
And
I think you also read a lot about Sri M.
Exactly. Sri
M.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Sampath is here. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Good.
Now, books. I should say this, that books again has helped me a lot. I remember reading this somewhere. Books are the swift shortcuts to the path of enlightenment. I think Linda Goodman said this. That really makes sense to me, because it added logic to whatever that I have realized. All the books have worked as great guides in my life. So keep reading books.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much. We have Sampath.
Someone
raise his hand. Yes. Hi, Sampath.
Yeah, hello. Because Hari, I know you very personally. You're my cousin. I have seen you from childhood, and I mean, you and I work together only for the spiritual. The interesting thing, Sunil, I'll tell you about Hari and me in family is that usually I am not very close with. We are two different kind of people, Hari and myself. He's totally family bound. He's fully active with the relatives, with the family. You know, I am totally off. People don't even know whether I'll attend a marriage or not. You know, even if I'm very, very close. Hari is completely opposite to me. Within the family, we have two different images, but everybody in the family, they get surprised when they see us together so much for the spiritual work. We suddenly become one and we work for the spirituality. So we realize that even if we are relatives or family, you know, when you are spiritually connected, there is a different energy and a different bonding which does not have any attachment. But there is a lot of teamwork that happens. We right from the PYMA days, we you know, along with Manoj, Sharat, Sirisha, you know, a lot of people who we all enjoyed teaming up, working for PYMA, working for PSSM, within India, out of you know, out of India, everywhere. Here, my question is, I see some because I am very close to Hari. I observed a great change in you, Hari. Before COVID, your work style was very different, and after COVID, I see you're working differently, a different kind of teaming up. You know, you're working with a lot of people. You know, what is that change? What brought that change? I'm very curious, and I couldn't ask you when I met you personally.
Yeah. The two dimensions to it that I can explain. So one is this spiritual devil in me have arisen. I would say awaken. Um, why I'm calling spiritual devil is because like I started to put spirituality first in my life um, than anything and everything internally. Why this happened is there is a spiritual reason that is behind this. I don't over exaggerate this and then never told on any platforms. I told this experience many times, but I never told what has happened within me after that experience that I am sharing today. Probably I don't know with this question this is coming out. It's not just right before COVID, couple of years before COVID. I had a near-death experience in when I been to Himalayas and Leh Ladakh, where for a few seconds I died and woken up. From then on, something in me has changed. Something in me has changed deeply, which has actually some sort of a fire that came out within me that which is very aggressive in whatever that I do. Because of that, I have become very aggressive, not just spiritually, even in my material life. I should not separate it, but what I'm saying is even with family, even with friends, even everywhere, some sort of a strong intensity has come inside me. I don't want to, because I don't want to create this kind of this sort of a cult dimension to it, because people again may call it cult, but I call it that there is a new dimension in me that has been awakened, which aligned me to that design. I call that probably some sort of a walk-in. Walk-in doesn't mean that some person comes and then sits within us or some soul enters into. It's not that. Some new energy has been added spiritually in that trip, which has been executed in the presence of Patriji. And I never called it as a walk-in or this energy anywhere. I told this experience to many, but that day something has happened in me which has awakened some wild self in me. After that, I used to be negative and critical in a different dimension, but I have become a kind of a rebel. No look back in terms of approaching people. I used to be very shy person, even to talk to people. And then to ask, I used to have inhibitions within me. And after that experience, somehow those inhibitions are gone. I can speak to anyone. I can ask anything. I can do anything. I don't care whatever that happens. So my style of work has changed in everything that I do. Some people call it negative for being my aggression. Some people call it positive, whether spirituality or anywhere. But I call it a transformation. And that adventurousness and that rebelliousness is something that is needed, and that is actually helping me to reach out to many people today. Maybe I'm not sure if I'm making sense. This answer is for you to on this platform, that something spiritually has awakened through experience in Leh Ladakh.
Also,
wow.
Hari, I wanted to have a follow-up question. Like, what happened inside you at Leh, you alone know it.
Yes.
But what we are seeing, particularly, I have been observing your style of working from, almost 2 decades. So, what I'm saying is, last year you came to Dallas, you started traveling within Australia, you came to US, and recently you went to Germany. Why are you reaching out, meeting people? Recently, you did a program with, I didn't see any Indian face in that program, a 24-hour meditation program. You are hosting on Infinity, or you hosted last week's session. Today you're a speaker. You hosted so many speakers. You're working aggressively, that I can see. What is your reason behind connecting to a lot of people? And do you see a bigger vision or something that which is making you go and connect to people everywhere?
Yes. Sometime back, I said that if there is something that is supposed to happen through us, the more we delay it, the more we are away from our design. So what I realized very recently with all these experiences and this inner thrush has gone so much that, I should not delay anything. There is so much that is supposed to happen. And if anything is flowing through me, that should not be delayed in any way. So that made me reach out to people, so many people. And it all happened. If someone calls, I'm not saying no. If something is happening, I'm not saying no. So all that I'm doing is stop saying no. That's all. Just stop saying no, and things are happening on its own. And the thing is, yes, I'm meeting a lot of people like never before. I'm traveling a lot like never before. And again, all this is happening through me. I'm not doing anything. I'm not planning anything. It may sound as if that, uh, may not make sense, but it exactly is happening. I'm not doing anything. It is all happening and I'm just flowing. And but only thing that I know from my vision is there is so much to be done in the Western world. For each of us, for every one of us, for every person, I'm probably using a country name here because India, the country India, has a purpose, not just as a country means not as a physical part. Okay. This Indian sense, not even as a religion, as a Hindu, this Indian spirituality has a purpose on earth right now. And we have to shift that within us and tailor it to Western community and do it. That's something that I realized, and I know each one of us have that duty today as well. And that's what I'm not stopping. And if anyone here is feel the same, just don't stop it. Just flow it. Work is waiting. The whole rest of the earth is waiting for us to, shine the world. That's my answer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. And I saw you coming to Dallas, saw the Dhyan Mahachakra. You were in US, you worked in US for a few years, and you went back to Singapore, then settled in Australia. But you came back here last year. How do you see the energy changing? And Also, how do you see the pyramid coming in Dallas? And, how do you see this energy rise?
Me coming to Dallas was a big thing, not just for me. It's all the work that is happening. There's so many people who are around me. I know that me coming to Dallas has actually contributed to many people around me today, including my family or friends and so many aspects. What I have seen in Dallas is one of the greatest manifestations after Bangalore Pyramid. I have seen back in 2007 on a flat ground in Bangalore, we meditated. There was no pyramid on earth, man-made pyramid on earth as of that scale and that big until that point. We meditated on the grass, thinking that how is it possible? And that happened right in front of our eyes. And so amazed and taken that energy, and that energy has actually pushed me into the global community. And after that, this whole international work has started. But after coming to Dallas, Sharma sir is also here, I have seen that scale of work happening in probably a week's time. Because I was there for a week, and I have seen in that week from thought to some of the first donors already within that week itself. Within a week, and not in India. It's an international forum. So where there is a will, where there is a purpose, if we act with complete presence of mind and complete attention and will, things will manifest so fast. People think that, oh my God, how is it possible? How much time it takes? So manifestation, what I learned from Dallas and Omega Pyramid, and with that energy that I'm working today, is manifestation doesn't take time. If Bangalore Pyramid has happened within 1 year, 1.5 years in front of my eyes, and Omega Pyramid can happen in 1 week, who knows, Australian Pyramid may happen in 2 days. Now I don't have any set limitation to the power of manifestation anymore. So I'm being ready. So now if you ask me logically why I'm meeting people, why this is all happening, because I'm not stopping, because I know that manifestation is happening to a larger scale and it can happen anything. So that's the message that I have taken and the energy that I have taken from Dallas, that manifestation has no time sense. It is very undisciplined. Okay. It's indisciplined. So it can happen at any moment.
It totally depends on your belief and the energy and the intensity of belief. Sharma sir is here?
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, please come on camera. I have another question. Meanwhile, it is how do you see the pyramids making a difference? You recently shared a vision of 3 different pyramids that are coming up. Your meditation vision. Sorry, I'm sharing it on the group. Usually your meditation experiences I'm not supposed to share, but what you showed me a triangle where one you saw the Dallas pyramid and one you saw a couple of pyramids coming in future, and Yeah. Can you explain that vision a bit and also throw some light on the role of pyramid, not just meditators and meditation, the role of pyramids and how it is going to make a difference to this spiritual movement?
Yeah. So now I think there is a question on pyramids as well. I'll link it. So one, as an individual, we all know that if we meditate under a pyramid, if we get 1x energy outside pyramid, we get 3x energy. If you meditate under pyramid, we'll really know it. And there's so many books about it. The pyramid meditation, and then power of pyramids because of the angle that it has. And if we sit under it, our meditation experience is deeper. As MS has answered question, if you meditate alone, it's good. If you meditate under the pyramid, it's very good. Okay, it's extremely good. That's from an individual meditational experience point of view. But second is energetically, I got a vision that this whole earth, how can we connect with each other? There are so many continents, there are so many countries, there are so many cultures and languages. So now there is something that is required for all of us to energetically connect together. So the vision that I got is that it is actually the pyramids which is going to connect every human being on earth energetically together. Because pyramids are not just energy attractors, they are actually energy portals. When I say energy portals, it has the ability for anything to travel from one place to another place. These are the energy tunnels to everything. When we sit under a pyramid and then can meditate deeper there, we can travel anywhere easily. We can travel anywhere very easily. So as an astral body or whatever that you spiritually think of. So it creates those energy portals across the globe for all the humans to be able to be together, tie together, and stand together as one. For that, there is huge spiritual uplift. At one point, as I said, when I read Barbara Marcignac's Bringers of the Dawn, I realized that one day it is all going to be spiritualized and everyone will know the word meditation. So now, in this era, in next 10-15 years, every country on earth will have a pyramid. Every country will have a pyramid. And I have seen that there are 3 big continents, US, and then Europe, and then Australia. I have seen a vision that even geometrically, if you can see US here, and then Australia down there, and then Europe, if you draw a line, there is it comes into a pyramid shape. And then in between, inside the pyramid, if you see in the center of pyramid, you have all these Asia, India, and everything. Okay, so because Australia is down there, and then if you draw 3 lines, like the whole world I have seen as connected into a pyramid, having the cores as one in US, one in Australia, and one in Europe, connecting like a pyramid, securing this whole world inside the pyramid. It's like, as if these are the tips of the pyramid, having the whole world inside the pyramid, and being locked in energy to act as one world eventually. The vision that I have seen is there won't be these wars, there won't be these all sorts of disturbances this world has, and all sorts of different dimensions. It is going to be evolved to a peaceful earth to be able to act as one world, one love. So that's my vision, and that's my. See, I cannot logically put it together. That's my project right now. Right now, my project is to be part of this. It may not be building pyramids, but it is part of that project of making this world as one world and one love. That's Breath Universe project. And pyramids are going to be instrumental in building this energy connectivity.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for answering. Sharma sir, you hosted Hari last time. He's not coming for Dhyan Mahachakra this time.
So he will come for inauguration, sir. Hari sir will come for inauguration, Omega Pyramid inauguration.
100%. No, on this program, I'm telling. I will be coming for inauguration of the pyramid. Lock it.
So friends, thank you so much. I would like to actually thank all the partners and organizers to support this program. And I want to make a special mention to Mega Pyramid from Dallas, USA. And thank you so much, Sri Hari Sharma sir. You see him on the screen. He is sponsoring and supporting this beautiful initiative. Sir, we would like to hear a few words from you.
So Sampath sir's questions to Hari sir. So Hari sir's answers have filled me with more fire to work even more harder for this Omega pyramid. So yeah, it has filled with more fire. Thank you so much, Hari sir. It was very elaborate explanation to Sampath sir's question. So I'm trying to shed myself more of my, because to work for this pyramid, so we had to go to people and we had to ask all help. So I was, as before starting this thing, I'm also very a shy person, but now I'm shedding slowly all my inhibitions. Yeah. So your vision.
Sorry to interrupt, sir.
Yeah.
There is a correction here. What I'm saying is, it's an opportunity for all of us to be part of the Omega Pyramid project. If you believe that you have to ask and come, we correct your belief. We have to ask you to give us an opportunity.
It is not me giving an opportunity. It is everyone's opportunity, sir. So it is all of us. So each one of us.
Yes. On a lighter note, it's a great opportunity. Anybody who has any kind of opportunity to be part of this great project, which will make a huge energy shift, as Hari mentioned. It's a rare opportunity. Actually, nobody wants to miss that. So we don't see Omega Pyramid as a Dallas project, sir. Already, all the pyramid masters know about it. Everyone recently we had Shreyansh Daga on my time. I thought he was not aware. I mean, he said yes. I know. I heard. I have updates, and so I realized that everybody has an idea, and everybody is. Yesterday we had a session with Chaitanya, who worked exclusively for pyramids on the Omega platform. Wonderful knowledge he shared, and people, gem of pyramid masters are totally with this project, and that energy you guys will have to be channeling that energy for the manifestation. As Hari said, the more you believe, the faster the manifestation. That's it. Thank you so much. Sorry for interrupting, sir.
No.
You were doing a wonderful job, Sharma sir. I had seen how well the spirit was yours and your team's, amazing. And I have witnessed it, and it has inspired me in many ways. That if we have a vision, it can be pulled together. So now you have planned. So the next also will definitely happen. One suggestion that I have is, as I said, just flow, and then things will happen. And don't stop yourself. Be wild, like anything. Just go do anything. Ask everyone. It doesn't matter. We never know. Just one person may show up one day and then say, you know what, I'll bear everything. You never know. Just open all doors. That's all. Open all the doors is my message.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So I need to listen to this session again and again. So it is. I had to digest all the information you have shared here. Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. It's I'm really happy that this session is so amazing as well, Sunil. Thanks for facilitating it.
Thank you so much, Hari. It was so wonderful. It was a wonderful discussion. Wonderful to know you more, and the aspect of your service and what you have done. What is your role? The most important role. And thank you, Sharma sir. Thank you, Sampath, for adding those beautiful, very important questions. So friends, I think we'll call it a day. We don't see any more questions, and we have some nice words also shared by members. That it was beautiful. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank a special thanks to the directors of PMC English, Mr. Anand and Mr. Navkat. Thank you, Sampath, for ideating this program. Thank you, Sharma. There's another Sharma, Sharma, for all the coordinations behind the scene he is doing regularly. I'd also like to thank Parnita Patri ma'am in encouraging and supporting us. And I thank all the partners, Meditation Magic from Dallas, Breath Universe from Australia, Shambhala Solutions from India, and IFSS from India again, and Beam from Germany. Thank you so much for all your cooperation and your energies. And finally, to all the participants, thank you so much for joining us today. Until next week, we'll sign off today. See you all on next Sunday with another interesting session with another amazing master. With this, we sign off week 26 of this Infinity program. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.